What is a law of nature? There are many things within the sciences that have, or at least used to have, that status. Take the law of gravitation or the three laws of motions by Newton, and maybe the law of supply and demand and the laws of thermodynamics. But we also have a lot of other stuff within the sciences that we wouldn't normally consider a law of nature, but they still stand on pretty firm ground. Why is that? For instance, on Stanford Encyclopedia, they give us the example of two different spheres. Take these two statements. 1. All gold spheres are less than a mile in diameter. 2. All uranium spheres are less than a mile in diameter. The first one is neither a law of nature or a direct consequence of one. But the second one arguably is. Why? Well, it might actually be the case that somewhere in the universe there actually is a gold sphere of that size. So number one has the possibility of falsehood. It is merely an accidental generalization, but for the time being it seems to be true. But number two, on the other hand, is true and seems to be a consequence of a law of nature. For it is the case that uranium's critical mass is as such that no matter how we do it, we cannot produce a sphere that large solely with uranium. By the way, this is actually part of my research for an essay that I'm writing. So if you want to know more about laws of nature, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Okay, so the main question is, what is to be a law of nature? We have many regularities and possible generalizations, but most of them don't reach the height of being a law of nature. So how do we distinguish mere regularities or possible generalizations from laws of nature? There's especially two different approaches in solving this issue. We have the systematic approach, and then we have the universals approach. The systematic approach can be found in texts by John Stuart Mill, Frank Ramsey, and a recent new favorite of mine, the one and only David Lewis. The basic idea behind this approach is that it is possible to build a logically deductive system with the laws of nature acting as axioms. This approach will be the subject of the next episode in this series. The universals approach, on the other hand, was promoted by the highly influential philosopher David Armstrong. It is, as the name suggests, an appeal to universals in order to distinguish laws from non-laws. It is not that simple. We'll get to it. There's also two other schools of thought when it comes to this matter. I'm not sure that I have time to go through them, but they are the anti-realists and the anti-reductionists when it comes to laws of nature. So, there you have it. This was just a mere introduction. In the next episode in this series, we'll talk about the systematic approach. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you in a future episode. Take care.